which encompasses Jerry DeShays and the Dual Valley and the other schools he assigns, and John Palermo in the Southern Worcester County League. We are well into the assigning process at this point. We would ask that you keep.
You hear me?
Jimmy, 1 second. I hear you a little bit better right now. Give us 1 second. Still broken up.
I'm here. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yeah, that's a little better right there. Tommy, can I put you on hold for 1 second?
Sure can.
Okay, Jimmy, go ahead. Jimmy Nato, can you hear me? Jim? That's okay. We're going to come back to you 1 minute. Tommy, we're going to pick you back up where you were.
Hello.
Okay. Go ahead, Jim.
Hello.
Hi, Jim. Can you hear me? All right. I'm going to put you on mute for a second, Jim. I'm going to go back to Tommy until we get this squared away. Go ahead, Tommy.
Meanwhile, back on the outskirts of town. So we do ask that you keep your open date and availability up to date. Nothing more frustrating for an assigner than to assign someone a game and have it turned back because of something they knew well in advance, a business trip, family vacation, what have you. We don't want to do more than we have to, and it's what we do is a ton of work, whether people realize it or not. And to have to do something twice for one game gets frustrating. So do yourself a favor and keep your open dates up to date. It'll keep assigners from thinking that, you know, you're not a responsible human being and can't handle your business, and they'll keep assigning you. Whereas if you keep turning games back because of things you knew about, they'll just stop assigning to you. And it doesn't make any sense for us to keep pursuing you when every time we do, we get turned back. If your assigner requests a small stipend for arbiter, please get it to them. It's only fair to everyone else that has paid. Make sure you get that in. I don't know of anyone charging more than $10, so it's not like it's a huge break the bank operation. But the arbiter website that we are mandated to use by the MIAA is not an inexpensive item. I can tell you that for a fact. And you know, you're not covering the entire cost for anyone. We are eating quite a bit of it, but the $10 per person certainly helps, takes the bite out of it. So we appreciate everyone who's paid so far. And just, if you haven't, just get the check in the mail or find out from your assigner whether or not they have a Venmo account and use that. I have one. So if you need that, get a hold of me and I'll get it to you. And when we approach the season, be professional. Be on time. Look the part when you walk in the gym. We are, at least in my league, in the Midwatch, I have been told we will have locker room access. The big question everyone's asking right now is, are we going to wear masks? And the answer, quite frankly, is we don't know. We simply don't know. Right now, the state has extended the mask mandate in the schools to November 1st, and they are going to revisit it. Dean, correct me if I'm wrong, but sometime in the next week.
You're correct. It was October 1st, and now they've extended to November 1st with the Commissioner of Education. That is correct.
Right. And any school that has achieved 80% vaccination rate can drop the mask mandate for everyone who is vaccinated. I've only heard of one school, Hopkinton High School, that has reached that point, but I am told that there are several that are on the cusp of reaching 80%. So stand by on the masks. I have cleared it, at least with the Midwatch, that if we do have to wear masks, we do not have to use those god-awful electronic whistles. You can put a regular whistle under the mask. It does work. Okay. I know people did it last year, even though it was supposed to use electronic. I know some people that didn't bother and used the regular whistle. No one said anything to them. It wasn't an issue. Didn't create any problems. So that is the route we're going to take this year. Other than that, if you have questions for your signer, feel free to reach out. We're all available. We're all approachable. And that's pretty much all I have.
Thank you. Jimmy Nato, how about now?
Can you hear me?
A little better, Jimmy. Yes.
All right, well, I'll try my best. I'm driving home, so I just pulled over.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. Jim Nato, boys basketball assigner, Southern Worcester County League Midwest Conference and the three schools in the Catholic Conference. I want to echo to what Tommy said about the professionalism, do your best. Turnbacks are also a major headache. I know it's tough for everybody to update the Arbiter, but please do your best. Dates, times, whatever you can work, please update it. I don't know about Tommy, but I have 20 times, at least 20 times as many sub-varsity assignments, middle school, freshman, JV, JV2 than varsity. I have over 200 people on my staff and 195 of them all want varsity games. I just don't have the numbers to give everybody double digits in games. I will do my best. I do that all the time, do my best. Your availability dictates that. So please, just keep that availability up to date, dates and times. If you are eligible to work in the afternoons, you're a godsend to me. I will use you. Like Tommy said, I taught with Tommy's schools, just like myself. I assigned from Uxbridge to Sturbridge, Westboro to Tingsboro. So there's games everywhere. If you want to work, you will work. It just all depends on your availability. The one thing I do request, like Tommy said, the small stipend for the Arbiter does help. But I need everybody to be registered with the MIA. So make sure you do that. You pay per sport and your background check. Those are very, very important, especially come tournament time. If you're not eligible, they can't use you. If they're even in the tournament, who knows what's going on with that. But like I said, I have games every night for the weekends, and every level, middle school, freshman, JV, varsity, JV2, whatever that is. So doubles, singles, it all depends on the officials. But like I said, I'm here. I can be reached anytime, phone call, text message, email, whatever. But please, the Arbiter it's the first time for the athletic directors using the Arbiter, and Tommy can attest to this. It's been an absolute nightmare. They're putting games in the Arbiter that don't belong in my Arbiter, putting them in Tommy's Arbiter, vice versa, sending them to somebody else, not me. So changes will happen daily. They still do. Where I'm adding games, deleting games, changing times, changing sites, etc. So please be patient. It's up to the athletic directors to put the games in this year, and then they send them to us and we assign them. So please be patient with the changes. Changes do happen daily. I'm hoping this will be a one-year learning curve for everybody and we'll be back up and running normally next year with no issues. But that's all I have, Dean. Thank you for helping me out to your board. If anybody wants to join my organization, reach out to me. If anybody wants to work just middle school, freshman, JV, I can accommodate that as well. But like I said, I can be reached at any time. Phone call, text message, or email, jnato2105@gmail.com. My phone number is 508-935-7487. If you guys don't have any questions for me, I'll leave it over to the rest of your board.
Thank you, Jimmy. We appreciate you being here as well. And we appreciate what you do for our guys on board 26. And I'll put your contact information up on our website as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great night. Appreciate you coming.
You too.
Mike Cimarano. Mike, I don't know if you're with us. If you're with us. Jerry Deshays, you're with us? Mike or Jerry? Jim Senior, Jim Marine Senior.
Okay. I don't assign high school games, but I do assign a couple youth leagues, Catholic school leagues, one for St. Mary's in Shrewsbury. The games are played at Venerini Academy in St. Bernadette in Northborough. The games are Friday nights and Saturdays. It pays $40 cash. And I could probably use help this year. I know a couple of guys that can't ref, including myself. I'm done. So that would work out nice. I got an email from the guy who runs the league a couple of weeks ago, and he's really trying to have the league this year unless something comes up, with the state and the schools. But he's pretty sure he's going to have a league. There's another league on Sundays at St. Bernadette's 5th and 6th grade girls. By the way, the other one's a boys league, 5th through 8th grade, 2 divisions, a 5th and 6th grade and a 7th and 8th grade. And a 5th and 6th grade girls at St. Bernadette. I have not, Jeff, I know you refed in there for me before. I haven't heard from Russ yet. I'm going to try to get a hold of him. So those games are on Sunday afternoons. So if anybody's interested in some games, just let me know.
Thank you, Jim. John Palermo.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, and more than anything, we got to thank Dean and the entire executive board, all the people that have formulated all of this stuff to go on masterfully again. It's a credit to our board that they go out of their way throughout the year, not only tonight, through the summer, whenever they're called upon, and they never miss. Right on cue all the time. Gus, Tommy, Mikey, everybody, all the executive staff. We can't thank you enough, Derek and everybody. I know from my standpoint, I lean on you guys probably a little bit more than I should have, but you're always there, and I certainly do appreciate all the assistance I get from you guys. In regards to this year in comparison to last year we know was quite difficult, to say the least. Out of the 12 schools that I do, 4 of them participated. The only good part about that was that the people who worked were absolutely terrific. Showed up, followed the protocols, did everything as was expected, and then some. Locker room usage, not available, didn't matter, complaint free. That's what referees do. What we need to do this year is make up for last. Make up in regards to showing ourselves, being professional, as was already stated by several people, both the way we dress appropriately, going to and from the games. If I ever hear of anybody doing that, you will not work for me again. That's all I'm going to say in regards to that. We set the example for the students. We follow through. Board 26 is better than any, and that's where we're going to stay. In regards to this year, hopefully we'll be able to go to regular whistles and be performing the way we have been in the past. I try to do my best to make as many games as possible to observe. I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination about this game. All I'll do is try and speak with you and offer some suggestions. Suggestions are free, as is advice. You can accept it or you can reject it. That's your choice. But be prepared to be able to just sit for a few moments after the games. And this is JV, middle school, varsity, whatever happens to, I happen to be there. And luckily, the schools allow me to come and enter their buildings. Last year, I visited each of the 4 schools, I think 3 or 4 times a piece, and they only played a dozen games. But it was nice for me. Not only was it an outlet to get out, but it was also an opportunity to be able to see people and activity again. In regards to following through with the arbiter and whatever system anybody else is using, please check it diligently. And I mean by daily. Games are being canceled left and right, added left and right, time changes and so forth. And each time you have to go on and re-accept what the assignment is, even if it's 15 minutes and it's done for a reason. Some are, not, they don't have to be noteworthy to everybody, but they could be in regards to another function held in that building, or they're limited. So please be quite observant in regards to this and do it daily, regularly during the season, by all means. But even on the day of the game, before you leave and depart, I know that multiple games have been changed at 1, 2 p.m. in regards to field hockey in this current season that we're in now. And people have been, caught en route to the sites where they're supposed to be working. So rather than anybody going needlessly out of their way, be prepared and follow through from your end. We will try and do the best. And like I said, there are games that are being changed. We have to claim games. It's like kind of insane, but that's not your worry. But please follow through, because I don't like to see anybody have to go needlessly out and drive in the winter storms and when we have anything like that goes on. Other than that, I really wish everybody a great season in regards to being healthy, safe, and making sure you do your best. Represent us well. Thank you.
Thank you, John. We appreciate your words always. At this time, Don Allery, if you're available, I'm going to skip to that part of the agenda because the rest of it's basically housekeeping that I can fly through quickly.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody is well. This is a normal time of the year when I speak about ethics and so forth. I don't have a lot to say. I'm going to be pretty brief. One date I'm going to ask everybody to put into their calendars right now is January 30th. Each year we spend a lot of time chasing dues. January 30th is the date of our annual business meeting. That's the date that your dues are due. So as a reminder, so that we don't have problems at the end of the season, put that date in and make sure that you come prepared to the social if we have it live, to bring your checks. If you're not attending a social, make sure that you get that check in the mail and it's postmarked prior to the 30th, because we need to receive them by then. Have had a few issues, a lot of issues over the last 2 or 3 years. This past year was less because the fines have gone up if you're late. And also, we do have some members that are no longer with us any longer for failure to pay dues. The other thing I want to remind everybody is that the Ethics Committee is also here to help you out through the season. If you have any issues with fellow officials, fans, coaches, anything that goes on within the purview of that game that you feel that you need to get the Ethics Committee involved, please give us a call or send an email to me, send the email to Dean. But feel free to send it to me directly in case you want to keep it confidential at the for the time and get my opinion on whether or not it is a situation where we should run it through the Ethics Committee to help resolve it and help your experience in officiating a little bit better. The last thing I'm going to discuss with you is that we're living in changing times. If you watch the news and everything, I don't care what happens. There's somebody standing around with a cell phone. There's somebody recording it. So if you have a situation that's developing, first thought needs to be, you might be being recorded. The rules have, the rules. We have ways of handling certain situations. I advise you to, know your rules, handle those situations accordingly. If it's belligerent fans and so forth, do not confront them one-on-one. Go to the game administrator, have a talk, a discussion with the coach, let them handle it. Keep yourself, number one, out of harm's way. Keep yourself out of a situation that could escalate, and then you get recorded. I wish everybody a good season. And again, if you have any issues, reach out to me. My address, I think, is on the website. My cell phone number is 774-230-9057. If you just need to have a chat about something or some advice. Take care.
Thank you, Don. And I'll put that down so they can reach you on your cell phone just in case as well. I appreciate your time as always, and clearly identifying what ethics is all about and what we stand for as an organization. So greatly appreciated. Mike Cimarano is with us now. Mike, if you'd like to speak from the assigner standpoint.
Okay,
Yep, we can hear you.
okay. All right, very good. No,
Did we lose you, Mike? Mike, if you get a chance to unmute, if possible. Okay, Mike, as you figure that out, I'm just going to talk about a few housekeeping things here. As soon as you can come on, I will stop and break so you can actually say your piece from the assigner's point of view. As you can see, we're going to have 3 virtual meetings this year. In every email that I put out, you're going to see the meeting times and dates. At this point in time, the links have been embedded in all those emails as well. So nothing will change. If you'll notice in my e-news that I put out, it's not mine, it's our e-news, but I'll always keep those available at the top of all emails that go out. Please make sure if you have any questions or concerns with connectivity, let us know. Obviously, we understand that things happen, so we will definitely work with you, but please do your best to attend those. This is the world we're living in now. So this is an ease of function as far as I'm concerned for all of us. You could be sitting at home. We can fly through these meetings in probably 30 minutes when we have them virtually, but we need to make sure we're using the tool with efficacy and fidelity to ensure that we meet the needs of all board members. We do have 2 mandatory meetings that you're going to be able to see. One, the interpretation, which is scheduled for Sunday, November 7th. That's at Charlton Middle School. Listen, and I apologize, they're both at Charlton Middle School due to the non-accessibility of some schools. Right now, I can pull it off without hesitation. So if some of you do have to drive a little further, we do apologize for that. But at least for this year, as we navigate through this post-COVID time period, we're going to use Charlton Middle as that meeting place. So for some of you, it'll work out well, I'm sure. For others, I know it's a little bit longer. We will have the rule books for distribution purposes on November 7th. We'll be passing them out. So if you can get here a little bit earlier on that particular day, that'll be good. Those are 9 a.m. and morning starts. November 21st will be the second in-person meeting for the mechanics, and Gus will be running both of those. Gus and Jim Marine Jr., our assistant interpreter, will be running both of those sessions. If you are not going to be working this year, you'll see on Roman numeral number 6, form for status of membership. Please just fill that out and let us know that you want to be pay the $62.50 in regards to be a non-working official. That way there we have documentation for this particular year. That doesn't mean you have to keep it that way moving forward. We do understand that things come up and that you do need to be able to have that opportunity to express and be able to fulfill this part of your opportunity to be an official and member of the board. I believe that's really all that I have. I had one other piece of information that I wanted to share. This year, we're going to be sending out to the athletic directors and all coaches in Central Massachusetts a rules night, which will be a virtual rules night. So ADs, if you get this, not ADs, assigners, if you could please pass that out through your schools, through your athletic directors, that'd be greatly appreciated. I know we have the mid-watch, I believe, taken care of pretty well. John, if you get a chance, I don't know if you've seen that link or not. If not, I will send it to you. That night is going to be on November 18th. And that's going to be, I believe it's 7 p.m. And that's a chance for all high school coaches to be able to meet with officials. And we're going to go over the basic rule changes. More importantly, just questions they might have so we can make for a little smoother transition to the season. At this point in time, I can open it up for open floor. If anybody has something they need to ask.
Hey, Dean, there is seems to be some questions out on chat. If you want to go through those before you open up to the open floor.
Sure, I've got Jamie Amico present. How about turnbacks for college games? I can't answer that. Do we have a college assigner here with us? If we have a college
I
assigner,
think, Dean, I think what he's talking about is if you receive a college game, can
okay,
you turn back your high school game? Speaking only for myself, that has never been a problem. The more notice we have, the better, obviously. And we will do everything in our capabilities of making sure that you're able to do the college game. We're not here to hold anyone back. But, we would really appreciate it if you didn't contact us at noon on Tuesday when you got a 6:30 game in one of our gyms and say, oh, by the way, I got to be at Anna Maria tonight. Good luck. That's not going to fly well.
next question we have, we be informed by the school prior to the game regarding the status of COVID. As a building principal, and I know I have a couple other here on this call, generally speaking, if there's a COVID situation, you will be notified. Actually, the chain of command will be through the principal to the athletic director to the assigners out to the officials. That's how you will be notified if there is a potential COVID issue, and if it has any bearing on any particular game. I don't see any other questions in the chat room. At this point, open floor to the membership. If anybody wants to speak, now is your time to do so. We would love to hear from you.
Hey, Dean,
Yes,
how do you,
John.
how do you sign into this agenda? I don't see agenda on. I got my phone on and,
So what you want to do is go to the email that I sent out.
yeah,
From the email, click on the actual email.
on the Zoom meeting.
Just click on the email that I sent. If you just click on it, it will open up a S'more, which is a platform for an email correspondence. Inside the correspondence, you're going to see two links. One was for the Zoom meeting and the other one was for tonight's agenda.
And that link that he's referring to is right below the link that you would have hit for the Zoom meeting.
And listen, we get it. This world is not new to everybody. And technology is not always as user-friendly as I'd like to think it is, even for this guy here. So I've learned a
I'm
lot in
hitting
the last years.
I'm
Go ahead,
hitting
John.
Zoom meeting link. I'm
Right,
hitting
but right-
Zoom meeting link.
Yep, right beneath that, you're gonna see a link that says the agenda.
There's nothing on it.
Okay, I can walk you through that if you want to hold on a little bit. Okay? This way we don't keep everybody up
Yeah, I'm
with
not,
this.
right.
I'm sorry, John, what was that?
No, that's all right. I'll wait.
Yep, no worries. I'll walk you through it. If not, definitely Tommy can. He's become a pro at it. Any other questions? Anybody else would like to speak?
Dina, this is John again. I'd
Yep.
just like to echo those sentiments that Tommy said in regards to anybody who gets an opportunity to work a collegiate game. By all means, I hope I can speak for all of us, that we would clearly try and have you do the collegiate game rather than the high school game. And that's not to belittle what we do. It's for advancement purposes, and we're all in here to advance. And that would be remiss of us to do any thinking in regards to holding anybody back. We all strive to go from lower levels to upper levels. And if we can't do that, then we're not worth our salt. And that's not what this board is all about.
Thank you, John. And I highly recommend getting involved in camps during the off season to try to extend your abilities within the reffing world. A lot of fun, a lot of opportunity to learn, and you come out with a lot of great knowledge if you get a chance to do that. Okay, seeing none, I appreciate everybody's time tonight. I welcome back to the season. We'll keep you abreast of all the changes or updates that are going to happen between now and the start of the season. But it's going to be a busy time period. So be checking your emails. Reach out to us if you have any questions or concerns whatsoever. You can reach out to anybody on the executive board. But obviously, if you just email back to the address that came to you in the email tonight, I can actually forward that out and respond to you as quickly as possible. But other than that, I wish you well and great to see all of you. And I look forward to hopefully working with some of you. And more importantly, we're available to you anytime, any place, and just reach out if you need us. Thank you so much. There are some individuals that may want to stay on to talk to us. You can do that. Otherwise, at this point, the regular meeting is going to close. And in about 5 or 6 minutes, we're going to go into executive session. So again, thank you all so much for being here. And we look forward to seeing you at the next meeting.
Dean, are you there?
Yes.
Guys, this is Kevin. I'm on the link. I'm hitting the